Up next, two programming giants are partnering to launch a new streaming service overseas.
Money Talks as the WBBM Noon Business Hour continues.
Comcast and ViacomCBS teaming up to launch a streaming service in Europe. And joining us on the McGrath-Lexus Business Line is Tim Hanlon, the founder and CEO of the Vertere Group in Chicago. So, Tim, what's going on with Comcast and ViacomCBS? We think of them, of course, as an American company, but they're apparently setting their sights on Europe. Why?
Yeah, absolutely, Jim. The reality is that everybody is looking at Netflix, which is the clear leader in streaming worldwide, frankly, and trying to sort of assemble their various pieces to become sort of the default number two choice in people's subscription menus. And we have two American companies, NBCUniversal and ViacomCBS, themselves aggregated from smaller parts over the years, looking at their respective streaming offerings. NBCUniversal's largely led by the new Peacock service, and ViacomCBS with their Paramount Plus and free service called Pluto TV, and recognizing, frankly, that they probably need to scale up or perhaps even combine at some point to achieve the scale and competitive heft of, say, where Disney is, or certainly where Netflix is. And what was announced in this new service called SkyShowtime in Europe is perhaps a bit of a hint about how these two entities, NBCUniversal and ViacomCBS, potentially combine their streaming assets. They're going to do it first in Europe across the continent, but the rumors have been that these companies might out and out merge themselves, as been rumored. So I think this is a way to kind of test the waters without necessarily going through formal merger activities in the United States just yet.
Now, Tim, one question that comes up is, ownership here. We were talking about Comcast, CBS, NBC. How does that all get sorted out if this is the precursor to that?
Well, that's an excellent question. And from a regulatory perspective, it is certainly in the United States a bit complicated when you throw in, for example, the broadcast television assets that each of those entities, NBCUniversal and ViacomCBS, own. So there's no question that that's a bit more complex and complicated. But in Europe, this is literally a joint venture that is combining the various streaming-only assets of both of the entities into a new sort of super service. And I think, again, if this goes well, and frankly, you look at all the various streaming assets that are put together here, it should be a pretty attractive offering. I think really what that will help both of these entities figure out is, operationally, does this make sense? I believe the answer is going to be yes. And that'll perhaps set the tone for maybe next year an out-and-out formal merger proposition here in the U.S. As the months roll on.
And, Tim, that'll be something fascinating to watch, and the pun was intended there. That's Tim Hanlon. Thanks, as always, for joining us.